What's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk a little bit about the Under Armour Flash headphones. And the first section is going to be the unboxing. The second section in this video is going to be my likes and dislikes. And the third section is going to be comparison shopping. Let's get going. Likes and dislikes. What I dislike about it is significantly less than what I like about it. So I'm going to start off with that. I think that this is too big. This is a little big and bulky in comparison to the Apple AirPod case. It's half this size, you know? So speaking as a cyclist, we don't want to have something like this bouncing around in the back of our jerseys, or if you're a mountain biker and you have a backpack, you want to throw that back in there, that's totally cool. And it's just kind of big and bulky. And that's really the only thing I dislike about it. The other thing that I got to say that I think is a setback, not necessarily something that affects me, is the battery. No, not the battery life. The battery life is actually really good on it. I'll talk about that one. But the question that seems to be going on is, do they work independently from each other? The right one will work by itself. This is where the microphone is. This is the brains of the operation. You answer your calls, you reject your calls, you pause, play, skip a track, all with this guy, the right one. That's that. What I like about them, okay? First and foremost, I think that the case is really cool. It's got like these little cuts in them like that, you know, like the beveled edge or whatever you call that. I think that it's a solid case. It's got plenty of battery life in the case, and the battery life of both of them is, I got almost a full 8 hours out of them. It's one of the first times I've seen that they are rated lower, and they actually tested higher in battery life. Will that battery life deteriorate as you use them? Like any other lithium battery or batteries in general. Yeah, they all have a life cycle, and as you use them, it will deteriorate the battery. The other thing I like about them is that they're really awesome for motorcycle riding. You know, sometimes it gets a little hot. You don't want to wear your helmet, but you also want to not have your headset fly off. These bad boys stay on. As you can see from this video, I am going at a significant speed. I feel like when I used to wear my AirPods, I was gambling. It was a 50-50 chance that I was going to lose one. And you know, it's not a good feeling to lose $160 worth of headphone, especially on your motorcycle. And of course, they are amazing for cycling. So they, as you can see in this video, they stay away from like the straps and stuff like that. I felt like with the LG tones and my AirPods, either the LG tone was getting caught up in the wire, and whenever I pull off the strap or the helmet or something like that, it was kind of like hung up, and it would, or when I would turn my head back, it would hit one of the buttons on, you know, because the collar would sit here. So you either end up calling somebody you didn't want to call, and then it was that awkward you hang up on them and they call you back 3 or 4 times because you keep hanging up on them and you can't listen to music, and it's just a pain in the butt. You don't have that issue with these. They are nice and flush, and you know, I turned my head several times. I even readjusted my helmet as I was riding just to see what it would do, and it didn't even come close to moving from my ear, so that's a huge bonus. I dropped my AirPods about 2 or 3 times, which is the reason I started looking into other headphones. And when I saw that there was an IPX7 rated headphone, especially since I get caught in the rain and my AirPods are not rated for water at all, they have zero rating for any kind of sweat or water resistance, so that was a huge thing. So at IPX7, if you're not familiar with it, it basically means that you can hold the device that's rated for that underwater for a meter for about 30 minutes before the seals, the pressure from the water at that depth seeps into the electronic device and ruins it. So it's kind of overkill to have an IPX7 rated set of headphones, and that means that it can withstand, technically, if you're jumping into a pool and you're kind of integrating, you know, swimming into your exercise and stuff like that, it will work. Although I do recommend that if you're going to jump in the pool, you spend maybe a couple of days getting used to the fit, and you know, kind of sounds weird to say, but get used to working with them as you sweat, and like they're gonna want to move around a little bit, and you know, probably jump in a shower, have the water hit them, and just kind of adjust, just so that you understand how it's gonna fit, or whatever the case is. But I can go on, but ultimately these are kind of the main points of why I like them. And you know, just to summarize it, they have a great fit, nice and snug, they isolate very well, battery life is exceptional, and they're just really cool looking, you know. Last but not least, comparison shopping. Here we're comparing the Elite Active 65T, true wireless, very comparable to each other. The price point is a little bit more, it's about $20 more, give or take. And it does have a few more features. You got the accelerometer, you have a built-in app for it, but to be honest with you, the IP rating is significant, especially for me. So the 65T has an IP56, which is sweat and dust resistant, and I just don't have that same confidence in something like this. You know, sometimes I do get caught out in monsoons, and I feel like this wouldn't be able to hold up very well. And here we have the JLab Audio Epic Air Elite headphones. These are pretty good headphones. They're about 150, 120 bucks or so. Currently unavailable on Amazon, which is interesting, but they are available at Best Buy still. Playtime and charge case all together combined gives you 32 hours, which is pretty good. The IP rating is IP55, which is just a little bit under the Elite that we were looking at just previously. And the difference between this one and the Elite and the UA Flash headphones is that they will actually work independently. So you can pick up the right one, you have 6 hours of battery life there, and then when that one starts to run out, you can put it back in the case and use the left one independently. So it'll give you a total of 12 hours of almost uninterrupted play, which is something that's, you know, it could be important for you, but you know, it's not necessarily a deal breaker. So just 2 things to consider, and you know, there's just a lot of things out there, and comparisons can be very difficult. You'll notice that I didn't include the Apple AirPods as part of a comparison shopping. It's because these, like the Elite and the UA Flash, those headphones are rated for sports and being super active, and they're waterproof and dustproof and sweatproof and all that, and the Apple AirPods do not have that rating at all. So your experience could vary back and forth, and I figured it'd be only fair to compare apples to apples. And then I also excluded the Powerbeats Pro. They are significantly above the $200 category, so I figured it wouldn't be a fair comparison. And I will be getting them pretty soon, so I will be posting a video about that, and only about the Powerbeats Pro, because I feel like adding all of this stuff kind of together, or review about one headphones and then comparison shopping and then my overall experience with them, is kind of a lengthy video. And if you made it to the end, know that you've passed my test and you can be my friend. Thank you very much for watching.